हेलो एवरीवन, गुड मॉर्निंग। कैसे हो आप सब? आई होप अच्छे होंगे। अ, अभी हमने फर्स्ट चैप्टर कंप्लीट किया पूरा विथ ऑल द थ्री पार्ट्स। लेट्स फर्स्ट रिकैप ऑल द चैप्टर्स। फर्स्ट चैप्टर वाज क्रॉप प्रोडक्शन एंड मैनेजमेंट, एंड उसमें हमने देखा राबी क्रॉप्स है जो विंटर में ग्रो हो रहे हैं। उसके एग्जांपल्स वीट, ग्राम एंड मस्टर्ड्स, एंड दे नीड लेस वाटर ड्यूरिंग सोइंग। पानी की कम ज़रूरत होती है। राबी क्रॉप वो विंटर में ग्रो हो रहे हैं एज़ कम्पेयर टू खरीफ क्रॉप मानसून में ग्रो हो रहे हैं, और उसके एग्जांपल्स है पेडी, मेज, ग्राउंडनट। Or as they grow in the monsoon, they need more amount when they are sown, more amount of water when they are sown. So Rabi crop, Kharif crop, and now we will see 7 basis practices जिसमें आप सबने प्रोजेक्ट किया है कि preparation of soil, sowing, addition of manure, irrigation, then removal of weeds, then harvesting and storage. So what is the in the first stop, we will prepare the soil. Then in sowing, we will add the seeds right in the ground. Then third is this was the before growing crops. Crop के पहले का preparation growing of crop से पहले का. Third step is adding the fertilizer और manure जो कुछ भी ग्रोथ के लिए उनको हेल्प करने के लिए फर्टिलाइज़र और मैन्योर जो कुछ भी डालना होता है वो. Fourth is irrigation, water by different methods. Then fifth is removing of weeds, remove of unwanted plants which are grown in the side areas, and that is during the growth of the crop. And then is harvesting after the crop is grown in 3 or 4 months based on the product you are growing. Then it is harvesting, and then last is storage. After growing we store it. Next is purpose of tilling. Earthworms in a soil, soils after tilling. Turning the soil brings in important nutrition to the top layer so that plant can access it. It also helps in the growth of microorganisms and earthworms. This helps the farmer as they turn the soil and add humus to it. क्या होता है जब ये प्लॉ करते हैं, टिलिंग करते हैं, तब क्या होता है कि जो ग्राउंड में इम्पोर्टेंट न्यूट्रिशंस होते हैं वो ऊपर की साइड आ जाते हैं और प्लांट्स इजीली एब्जॉर्ब कर सकते हैं, एंड जो माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स एंड अर्थवर्म्स है उसको भी हेल्प कर रहा है. नेक्स्ट इज सोइंग ऑफ सीड्स, ट्रेडिशनल और मॉडर्न मेथड. सोइंग ऑफ सीड्स में दो मेथड है, ट्रेडिशनल है, मॉडर्न है. ट्रेडिशनल में ऐसे सो करते हैं विच इज़ गिवन इन द फिगर, और मॉडर्न टूल में सीड ड्रिल जैसा एक मशीन आता है, वहाँ पे ग्रो होते हैं. देर आर डिफरेंट वेज ऑफ sowing the seeds based on the type of crop that is being planted. The seeds can be sown manually by hand or by using different tools. Now is manure. Manure is a natural product. It is prepared in fields. It provides humus. It is economical, no side effect, and it is less rich in nutrition than fertilizer. और फर्टिलाइज़र की बात करें, फर्टिलाइज़र इज़ अ मैन मेड प्रोडक्ट and it is prepared in factories, and it does not provide humus. It is costly. Excessive use can affect the health, and it's richer in nutrition than manure. Here is the comparison between manure and fertilizer. Next step is irrigation. The supply of water to the crops at different interval is called irrigation, and it begins when the seeds are sown and continues till the crop are grown and mature. Fifth is removal of weeds. Removal of weed is the fifth step in the process of crop cultivation. It begins during the growth of the crop and continues until the harvest. Now, separation of husk. Threshing method or winnowing method. When the crop is harvested, the grain need to be separated from the husk. This is done by threshing or winnowing method. If it is not being sold immediately, the grain is dried and stored. अगर जल्दी से सोल्ड नहीं हो गया सभी grains, then it is dried and stored. Now second chapter, that is microorganism friend and foe. So first is a microorganism. माइक्रोऑर्गेनिज्म एक वेरी स्मॉल लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म है जो हम अपनी आँखों से नहीं देख सकते। उसके लिए हमें माइक्रोस्कोप चाहिए जिससे हम माइक्रोऑर्गेनिज्म देख पाए। ओके, यूजफुल माइक्रोऑर्गेनिज्म कौन कौन से यूजफुल माइक्रोऑर्गेनिजम्स हैं? ए बैक्टीरिया कॉल्ड लैक्टोबिकलस हेल्प अस मेक कर्ड, yeast, which is a fungus, is used to prepare making baked good like bread, and idli, dosa, and bhaturas are made with the help of microorganism. Wine and other alcohol, cheese, and even vinegar are made using microorganism. Vaccines are medicines made with weak microorganism, and antibodies are medicines that we take to treat certain bacterial infection. जो हमने डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ यूजेस ऑफ माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स देखे थे क्लास में, आगे वाले लेक्चर में, उसमें हमने देखा है बैक्टीरिया, फंगस, माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स जो सब है वो अलग अलग तरीके से यूज़ हो रहे हैं। जैसे बैक्टीरिया है वो दूध को फाड़ कर उसमें से दही बनाता है। फिर फंगस है, जो फंगस ईस्ट है वो सभी ब्रेड और जो चीज़ें होती है, बेक्ड चीज़ें, उसको सॉफ्ट बनाता है। फिर इडली और वो सब होता है तो वो उसको એના ગુજરાતી વિશે કે આથવાનું છે, રાઈટ? તો આવી રીતે બધી વસ્તુ અલગ અલગ માઇક્રો ઓર્ગેનિઝમ્સથી બને છે. વેક્સિન છે એ વિક્સ માઇક્રો ઓર્ગેનિઝમથી બને ને એન્ટીબોડી છે એ જે બેક્ટેરિયલ ઇન્ફેક્શન બોડીમાં થયા હોય એને ટ્રીટ કરવામાં હેલ્પ કરે છે. Useful microorganisms in the roots of legumes. Microorganisms like nitrogen fixing bacteria or blue-green algae live, and this microorganism can trap nitrogen. जो प्लांट्स को नाइट्रोजन गैस चाहिए वो रूट्स ऑफ द लेग्यूम्स में माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स जो होते हैं वो नाइट्रोजन फिक्सिंग, जो रिबोसोम्स होते हैं, ग्रीन एल्गी होते हैं, उससे वो माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म नाइट्रोजन गैस को ट्रैप कर सकते हैं। और जो डिकम्पोजिशन होता है वो बैक्टीरिया और फंगी की वजह से होता है। डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ बैक्टीरिया एंड डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ फंगी हेल्प इन द decomposition. Now, harmful bacteria, harmful microorganisms, which are tuberculosis caused by the bacteria, measles caused by the virus, spread through the air, then cholera and typhoid caused by the bacteria, disease such as chickenpox, spread through the contact with an infected person, and when contaminated food is consumed, it is called food poisoning. So, harmful bacteria through air, through touch, through food, it can spread. और ट्यूबरक्लोसिस और मीसल्स होते हैं जो बैक्टीरिया वायरस के थ्रू स्प्रेड होते हैं थ्रू द एयर. सो डिजीज कॉज बाय द माइक्रोऑर्गेनिज्म इन प्लांट्स में सिट्रस कैंसर जैसे डिसीज होता है बैक्टीरिया की वजह से, और मोड ऑफ ट्रांसमिटेशन एयर होता है. Then rust of wheat, that is microorganism that caused the rust of wheat is fungi, and one mode of transmission is air and seed. And last is yellow mosaic of okra, that is spread by the microorganism virus, and mode of transmission is insect. Now food preservation, we saw 5 methods of food preserving. First is raw mango are dried with a salt. This prevent the mangoes from getting spoiled with salt. Then with sugar, lot of sugar. Then oil or vinegar, spices, and then temperature, and then packaging. So here first method is raw mangoes are dried with salt. This prevent the mangoes from getting spoiled. Method 2 is making jam. Mangoes are cooked with a lot of sugar, and sugar prevents spoilage. Method 3, pickle. Salt, spices, oil, and vinegar are added at the prevent spoilage. Then method 4 is temperature treatment. Milk is boiled. Some foods are refrigerated to preserve them. Method 5 is packaging. Some foods can be packed in airtight bags or containers to preserve them. जो कोई भी foods होते हैं वो airtight container में डाल के उसको प्रिजर्व करते हैं. Now let's see the third chapter, conservation of plants and animals. उसमें कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस जो डिफॉरेस्टेशन होता है, डिफॉरेस्टेशन के कौन कौन सी जगह पे, एयर पे, सॉइल और वाइल्ड एनिमल्स पे कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस होता है डिफॉरेस्टेशन की वजह से. एयर में क्या होता है, प्रॉब्लम कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस क्या फर्स्ट करेंगे अगर डिफॉरेस्टेशन हुआ तो, कि जो ट्रीज कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड एब्जॉर्ब करते हैं वो लेस अमाउंट ऑफ ट्रीज हो गए डिफॉरेस्टेशन की वजह से, तो less carbon dioxide will be absorbed, lesser oxygen will be also produced, and then more carbon dioxide will be there in the air, so it will cause global warming. Then lesser transpiration, and therefore it's lesser rainfall due to water cycle. On soil, no roots to hold soil together leads to flood. अगर जो सॉइल है वो उसमें रूट्स ज़्यादा नहीं होंगे तो वाटर नहीं ऑब्जॉर्ब होगा तो फ्लड आएगा. Soil get washed away to leads to desertification and affects the water holding capacity of soil, and the water table is reduced. On wild animals, plants and animals lose their habitats, and plants and animals are on the risk of becoming extinct or endangered. Now we will see Biosphere Reserve. Biosphere reserves are much area of land and encompass multiple parks or sanctuaries with them, and they converse different types of biodiversity, terrestrial, marine, or coastal, and they protect not just plant but also their culture and human communities that are native to the area. बायो रिजर्वर में क्या होता है कि एक लार्ज एरिया होता है जिसमें मल्टीपल नंबर्स ऑफ पार्क्स और सेंचुरीज भी आते हैं. वो लोग एनिमल्स प्लांट्स को ही नहीं बाई ह्यूमंस जो वहाँ के नेटिव एरिया में रहते हैं उनको भी कल्चर को प्रोटेक्ट करते हैं, और वो डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ बायोडाइवर्सिटी को भी रिजर्व करते हैं, कंजर्व करते हैं. वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरीज आर एरियाज वेयर वाइल्ड एनिमल्स आर प्रोटेक्टेड. जो जू एनिमल्स जो नेचुरल हैबिटेट में दे रहे हैं उसको वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी बोला. अनलाइक जू, एनिमल्स लिव इन देयर नेचुरल हैबिटेट आर वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरीज, और वहाँ पे हंटिंग और पोचिंग ऑफ एनिमल्स एंड द इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ न्यू स्पीसीज इज नॉट अलाउड टू दिस एरिया. नेशनल पार्क क्या होता है, नेशनल पार्क्स आर प्रोटेक्टेड एरिया वेयर ऑल फ्लोरा एंड फौना आर कंजर्व्ड. The plants and animal species are protected in their natural habitat. No cutting, grazing, or hunting is allowed. And this area is also protected from human exploration, pollution, and industrialization. So by this we completed all the revision part of this 3 chapter. Now let's see some questions based on writing questions based on the revision. So here first question is, write a paragraph in your own words on the following: preparation of soil. It is the first step of cultivation. Then it involves plowing that helps in losing of soil and distribution of nutrition, and it is allowed due to the roots of the plants go deeper in the soil and properly breathe properly at that depth, and plow is used for this process. This is the small short note on preparation of soil. Uh, Pause the video and write the practice quiz answers in your rough book or in your notebook, and then send it to me as your homework. Total there are 5 to 6 questions. So I am not sending it the PDF. You have to write it from here. How do microorganisms help in cleaning the environment? Decomposition of organic matter such as dead plants and animals, food waste, humans and animals feces occur due to the action of microorganisms such as bacteria and fungi. If this organism did not exist, all our waste should just remain on earth instead of decomposing or being reused as nutrition. What are antibodies and precautions? Antibodies are the medicine that are prescribed to kill the any infection that is present in our body. अगर वो excess amount में हो गया तो उसका adverse side effect होगा. तो जो harmful bacteria, जो antibodies में bacteria वो which will harm our body and So that's why it should be only taken when the doctor is prescribing it, and we should not consume in more amount. Now, what will happen if the habitat of an animal is disturbed? अगर animal का routine disturb किया गया, so animals are mostly depends on the habitat of food, water, shelter, and disturbing the habitat means distributing the natural state of living, which would force them to migrate in other places. And due course of time, there are higher uh, chances of them being killed by other organism, and that would help. Now that will make the animals go extinct, or if they fail to adapt the new environment, right? So we should not disturb their habitat, as they would force them to migrate to other places, and in that many other organism would kill them, and if that may happen, that should go extinct. The what will happen if the top of the layer of soil is exposed? When the top layer of the soil is exposed, it can be easily eroded by air or water. This can lead to removal of top layer of soil and exposed rocky layers, and these layers are less fertile and have less use. Continuous exposure of soil will reduce its fertility and eventually convert the area into fertile land or desert, thus leading to the desertification of the land. So we will keep it till now here only. In next class we will uh, start our new chapter on the second day after tomorrow. Today is 19th, so tomorrow is your test. I will give you all the syllabus part in group, and best of luck for the test. Thank you all and have a nice day.